So the internet won't shut up about low effort and high effort men. And living on the periphery of Western culture, my brain built its own version of a high effort guy. It's like a guy who shows up in his best ancient Greek warrior outfit, ready to watch Odyssey with you, and somehow makes a random Tuesday feel like it's a date night in Santorini. And it doesn't matter that you are somewhere in Oklahoma. Turns out that's not what the internet influencers meant. Apparently, high effort guy is someone who knows all the time where to take you for the dinner. He drives you in his Porsche to a Pilates class, and of course he does the chores while making his millions. And low effort is just someone else. Basically, 95% of man. But last Friday, I met a guy who would put every low effort influencer into a coma. I was returning home and waited for the ferry. And then I saw a couple. They were sitting in front of me on the bench, like, I don't know, maybe 30 meters away from me. And I don't know what it's like in inches, okay? I have no idea about this metrics. So let's say just like not far. Suddenly, the guy stretched his leg underneath the bench, and like started slowly dragging something with his foot. It was hard to guess what was it, but I guess it's something that belonged to his beloved girlfriend, because she was like really anticipating. So I kept watching. The mysterious item just like kept slipping away, and his every attempt somehow made it even harder to reach. His foot would catch a strap like for a second before it escaped again. It really looked like he was trying to catch a fish with his shoe. So I kept watching because it started to become very, very entertaining, because I kind of questioned his decisions, why he would still stretch his whole body, try to get the thing that he could easily just like bend on his knees and take it with his own hands. Like every time in my head, I asked the same question: do you know that you have hands? But instead, he trusted the process. 5 minutes later, no success. So the guy, let's call him, White Pants, because he wore white pants. He changed this strategy, and now he was trying to, what was that in English? Crouch down so low. So I was like, oh, finally, he's just going to pick it up with his hands. You know what happened next? He just stretched even more his leg underneath the bench. It looked a bit cringy, not sexy at all. Like, just imagine the guy sitting on his, knee, not like knees, he was like squatting down a bit, and then like his leg was like trying to go underneath the bench even further, even though he just could use his own hand. But there was a little success. He actually stepped onto the thing, and then he dragged it all the way the dirty floor. And then I saw, at first looked like just a very dirty piece of cloth, actually was a small women's purse. I think it's the one where you keep your cash and coins. While White Pants looked so proud of himself, it's this look when you're assembling your IKEA furniture without crying, that look. He gave the purse to his beloved girlfriend as he just rescued it from the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. Now the girl. She took this dusty, grayish looking little purse that I guess before actually looked light blue. I was waiting what she gonna do. I was waiting like maybe she would slap him or at least give him the rolling eyes, or stuff like that. But she didn't say anything. I tried to kind of read something on her face. It was like blank page. I think she was a bit confused, not knowing how to react. So she just like brushed off the dust. IDK why she didn't brush it off his white pants. It seemed like they just started dating, so she didn't know how to like react. Or she even could have thought like, hey, don't overreact, okay? Play it cool. Don't be mean. Yeah, good girls tend to think so. And she seemed like a good girl. At that moment, I couldn't stop thinking, like, what he was trying to protect. His white pants, well, they survived. His hands, but you could just wash your hands, Maybe his dignity. I'm afraid I can't comment on that because like 95% of the ferry station were so invested in their like screens in their phones, they wouldn't even notice if the, tsunami happened. So I don't think they cared. Wait, Okay, I got a thought. I don't really like it, to be honest, but what if white pants also didn't care enough to think? Like, you know what? Let me just grab it with my hands. Yeah, why so many efforts? I try to picture how would I feel in that situation. Would it change the way I see him? Because imagine it happens on your third day, okay? Would you even notice? Would it be just like a small nothing? Or maybe you would stop thinking about the person in general and situation, but more question, what does it say about him as a person in general? Because that's what I would ask myself. Like, what kind of boyfriend he would be, or a future husband, probably. And do you think that he would care about things that matter to you in the same way as he cared about your little purse? Yeah, it seems like a very, I don't know, superficial situation, but I always like dig it deeper. I think the small gestures and like a little details say more about the person than the big gestures. Let me know in the comments if you think the same way, or if not, share your opinion. I would be happy to read it. Also, a question. If it was more convenient for him to not make his pants dirty or his hands dirty, does it mean that he would prioritize his convenience and his comfort over my needs or like best interests? But you know what? What I question even more, how these two worlds exist at the same time. We live in this very strange world where internet keeps raising a definition of effort. Flowers is a bare minimum. Carrying your purse is normal. Paying for everything, non-negotiable. And somewhere on TikTok, there's probably a girl who's saying, well, if he doesn't fly you to Santorini every second Tuesday, then he doesn't really love you. Meanwhile, somewhere in Portugal, the white pants is dragging his girlfriend's purse with his foot, like he's unloading a cargo from a pirate ship. And both of these worlds exist at the same time. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking the whole thing, but I also can't stop thinking that relationships aren't built on just big gestures that we spend weeks planning, but sometimes they're quietly revealed in those very small, even insignificant moments that actually matter. Have you ever had one of those, tiny moments that made you think like, oh, okay, this is the one, or oh, okay, this is the one that I'm not gonna date? Tell me your stories in the comments, or if it's too long, you can send it to my Instagram or my email. I would leave all the links below. I might read some of your stories in the next episode of What Happened Last Friday. And if you like me telling the stories from my real life and my personal observation and kind of like a self-reflection, subscribe to this channel and support it with your thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one.